Here we have a great author and renowned poet with us, Mr. Kaf Kafa Kaf. Mr. Kaf Kafa Kaf, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Rohit.
So,
Firstly, my name is not Kaf, it's Kafka.
okay, sorry for the pronunciation.
That's alright.
We are from different countries, so that makes it.
It's okay.
So please tell us about your work, latest work.
Well, my latest work involved a serial killer, okay, who also likes to have sex with his mother. Now, the thing is, the mother is having two different affairs. Firstly, she's having an affair with her gardener, plus she's having an affair with her husband as well, of course. So, the idea is the serial killer is very, very repressed because the only person he wants to have sex with is his mother. But, since it is his mother, he cannot really, convey his feelings about her, and he cannot, have sex with anybody else as well. So, yeah, it's around that. I won't give out the ending to you, of course.
So who was the inspiration of this story? We heard that some villager from Kerala has apparently been one of the inspiration to many of your stories.
Yeah, but he's not involved in this story personally. Other stories, yeah, if you see a very stoic person with no feelings, he's primarily the influence behind it. For this story, I have dug deep into my own emotions and tried to get into my dark side. And when I realized, and I could see the darkness inside me, I realized it would be a good platform to build a plot on.
So when you talk about human darkness, the dark side of human beings, what emotion does it convey to the readers of the story?
It's not particularly emotion. It's about it gives them the opportunity to look into the dark side as well. Because as you know, most people don't look into the dark side. So it gives them the opportunity to look into the dark side as well. Alright?
How much impact has this been, stoic person that you mentioned with Kerala, has been on your career as a literary figure?
Well, it has been his influence has been tremendous actually. Not because of his involvement, but rather his lack of involvement. Because that's what makes him. You see, his utter laziness and lack of feelings, etc., makes him a very interesting character to play with.
Yeah, can you elaborate on, like you mentioned about utter lack of feelings? How? I mean, can you elaborate some examples? Like how does it?
Well, I remember a time when he had a girlfriend and a girlfriend died, but it did not really affect him much. All he wanted, in fact, that day he went to a club and he hung out with another girl, and I found it really surprising. But it really doesn't matter to him because and it's a very abnormal thing, right? Usually, if come on, if your girlfriend dies or something, obviously you'll be sad. Ain't I correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing.
And how recently we have heard about someone called Rachel Chaudhary been coming in your life. You're outside, there's been a lot of paparazzi rumors about it. So what's the truth in it?
Well, personally, that's my personal private life, and I do not like to share that with you. All I can tell you is that it's not. I will say that I have met her, but I have not really decided to pursue her or something. It's up to me. I wouldn't not let everything out.
You write a lot on sex and all. So what has been the inspiration behind writing on sex?
I haven't written much on sex. There was this one book which I wrote on sex, which was called In the Bedroom. It did not really do well, primarily because it was not honest. It was more of a porn fiction rather than an honest depiction of what really happens in the bedroom. So it worked, but it didn't work with the masses, and obviously I didn't do well on that.
Do you think sex is the cheapest way to sell to the masses because of its appeal?
Well,
authors like intentionally go along that line to make it more popular among the masses?
Well, it is, ain't it? I mean, you check television, you check media, to get. If you just keep changing channels, 5 out of 7 channels will talk about sex in some way or the other, right? I mean, the last night I saw an ad on TV, which was talking about says that men would rather prefer watching Formula One rather than having sex. Now I don't know what's the connection, but again you see the sex involved in sports channel as well.
There have been some rumors that you derived some inspiration from alien creatures like of Star Trek and all. What's the truth behind it?
I'm sorry, well, see, Star Trek is an interesting study of certain characters. Now, the people in Star Trek, there's a concept of different races, superior races, inferior races. So the idea is to get what is behind those characters in Star Trek. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much because I don't see much depth in them. but to model characters on them is color interesting because you can play with it. And if they don't have any depth, in, if there's not depth, written about, depicted, so you have the freedom to give them depth yourself.
And a lot of times there have been criticism that Star Trek characters are like too homosexual or too derived, have like too much feelings, too much emotions in them, and not very like uncharacteristic of a human being.
I'm sorry, frankly I don't understand your question here.
Okay, there have been like a lot of times people have come up with the argument that Star Trek characters are only for homosexuals. They appeal to certain kind of niche.
Well, you see, all characters appeal to somebody. I will not be surprised. Murderers can appeal to priests, or anything else, I mean, seriously, it really doesn't matter. And I'm not really surprised by that. There's no... I watched Star Trek a bit, and I don't think there's a particular inclination, into pleasing homosexuals through the show. I mean, frankly, the show is about spaceships, and it's not about rogering someone, So yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rohan,
Thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much.